Chicago Bears still suck. They absolutely suck. And that was on display this weekend when the Bears played the Lions and got their asses handed to them 52-21. This was horrific. This was horrible. This was embarrassing. Insert any negative word into that sentence. That's how bad this game was. And as a Bears fan, I don't even know if I want to watch the rest of the season. I just want this season to be over already, and we're only 2 games in. I'm your host, Aiden Gister, and welcome back to ATG Bears Breakdown, where I will be reviewing this horrific game between the Bears and the Lions last night. Let's get into some stats here from the game. Caleb Williams, 19 for 30, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Caleb was not the reason why we lost this game. He just wasn't. He had around 63% completion percentage. Not great, but not horrible. 207 yards, same thing. Not great, not horrible. 2 touchdowns, pretty good. 1 pick. It wasn't the best pick. He was trying to throw the ball out of bounds, and it just landed in the defender's hand. But besides that, I feel like he played a decent game, considering everything else that was going on around him. Now for the running game, DeAndre Swift, 12 carries, 63 yards, 5.3 average, with 1 touchdown and 1 fumble. I believe the fumble that DeAndre Swift had in the first half was the beginning of the end. The Bears were driving down around the 30-yard line, and they give the ball to Swift. He fucking drops it. He just drops it. Your job is to hold on and protect the ball, even if you lose yards. It's better to lose yards than give up the ball. That switched the momentum of this game, and the Lions took it to their advantage, and the Bears just fell apart like they freaking always do. It's horrible. Rome Odunze, I feel like Rome was one of your brighter spots in this game. 11 targets, 7 receptions, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a great stat line for a wide receiver, and it was really unfortunate that he was in my bench for this week's fantasy, but that's besides the point. This is not a fantasy video. This is a Bears video, and all things considered, he had a couple of drops in there second half. The whole team fell apart second half. I can't blame that on Rome. Jared Goff, 23 for 28, 338 yards, 5 touchdowns, 156 passer rating. We need to talk about that for a second. Holy crap, Jared Goff destroyed our defense. Jared Goff sliced and diced our defense. Our freaking pass rush couldn't get to him. We had 0 sacks for the game. Our corners are all dead. Jalen Johnson's out for the season, most likely, as of the news today. Kyler Gordon is nowhere to be found. TJ Edwards got injured during this game. We lost like half our defense, and Jared Goff took that to his advantage and destroyed our backups and our starters, for that matter. No one played good. It's incomprehensible. We bring Dennis Allen in here to improve the defense, and our defense looked better last year under Matt Eberflus. This is horrific. This is horrible. Insert any word here. Our defense is like freaking bread. You can stab a knife through it over and over and over and over. It was constant belt to ass the whole night, and it was horrific. A couple notable stats here also. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 115 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 94 yards, 1 touchdown. The point I'm trying to bring here is that the Lions completely destroyed us on defense, on offense. They just destroyed us. We couldn't stop a fly. If a fly was driving down the field, our defense couldn't stop it. Easy touchdown for the fly. The fly's going what? Like freaking 10 miles per hour, bro? We couldn't stop anything. It was so bad. Like, I was watching this game, and anytime they had the ball, especially the second half, I'm just like, oh, it's going to be a touchdown. It's going to be a touchdown. I celebrated when the defense held them to a field goal. It was what, like 35 to like 14 at that point? Absolutely horrific. Not to mention the freaking penalties this game, too. 8 penalties. I get it's better than last week. Last week, I think they had 12. But still, 8 penalties is horrendous. Darnell Wright, stop moving before the snap. It's not that hard. And at this point, it might be a problem with the cadence with Caleb, because there's no other way to explain it. You just got to wait till the ball is snapped. It's not that hard. That's the easiest part of your job. Darnell Wright played pretty good defending the run, defending the pass rushers and helping to defend the run, but he kept freaking going off. And same with the rest of DeAndre Swift had one. How does a running back have a false start? It's absolutely horrific. And that's just unacceptable. This coaching staff needs to get a grip of this before it all goes down the drain. So I have a couple of reasons why we lost here. And this isn't everything. We lost probably for thousands of reasons. It was horrible. But the first reason I have is we just could not stop the Lions offense. Like I mentioned before, like we were like so bad on defense. We couldn't stop anything. 52 points? That was like tied for like the Bears record for like I think over a decade. It was some crazy statistic. It was horrible. It was the worst thing I've ever witnessed. The Lions were running us through. Like it's inexplicable, and I am so upset because Dennis Allen was supposed to bring some life to this defense. And I do understand that Jalen's out, Kyler's out, TJ's out, but we can't give up like that. It looked like the players just gave up after the first half. It's just horrific, and we need to get that fixed soon because this has happened twice now in the Minnesota game and now in the Lions game. We need to fix this right now because this team is not looking good, man. I'm going to be honest. I'm a Bears fan. I'm optimistic. This is not looking good. Another reason why we lost, we could not get any pressure on Goff. Jared Goff, 23 for 28. I believe he had a 156 passer rating this game. That's horrendous. Not for Goff, for our defense. How do you allow this? We got no sacks. We got no tackles. Well, not no tackles for loss, but barely any pressure. Barely any tackles for loss. It was horrific. We got no pressure. We gave Goff so much time, and he just sliced up our freaking defense because Goff is a good quarterback. We cannot give Goff time. Dayo Odeyingbo, where was he? Montez Sweat, we're paying him what, like 24, 26 million a year? Where is he? Grady Jarrett, we just signed him. Where is he? This is just horrible on the pass rushing front. It's just we can't get to the quarterback, and we're not going to win that way. It's bad football. The turnovers, too. That fumble, man, that really killed us at the beginning. And there were a couple of turnovers on downs. There was the pick that Caleb had. Now, the pick on Caleb, it was a bad pick, sure. He was trying to make something happen. Throw it away. But that's besides the point. The fumble, DeAndre Swift, you got to hold on to that ball, man. You're getting paid, what, $9 million? You can hold on to a damn football. And then 2 turnovers on downs, I believe. There were a couple, like 4th and 2, 4th and 1s that we went for. The first one, Ben Johnson. You can't call the same play twice if it's not working. Caleb Williams might not be a good tush-push quarterback or QBC quarterback. That's okay. Don't run the same play twice. What is Roschon Johnson doing activated if we're not going to use him? That's his exact role. He's a goal line / a 4th down back. He's good at the short yardage game. Put Roschon in there to do that play. Maybe we would have converted 1 or maybe even 2, and that could have changed the course of the game. It was just, we gave him too many turnovers, too many opportunities to get the ball back. We didn't capitalize, and it was one of the main reasons we lost. And yeah, going back to the coaching, Ben Johnson, dude, why are you calling the same play? You said you were also going to call more runs. I think Swift had how many carries did Swift have? He had 12 carries. Monangai had 8 in like garbage time. That's not even football. That's not complimentary football. That's not going to win us the game. We got to balance out our stuff. And I get it was turning into a bit of desperation second half, but you got to stick with the run. We were only down 2 scores out of halftime. And we could have established the run, gotten everyone in a rhythm, and hopefully came back. But instead, we completely folded. Now, one of the most egregious parts of this game was the officiating. And I actually have a whole slide for this. What the are we doing? At the end of the second quarter, sorry. At the end of the second quarter, they throw a ball to that new guy, Isaac Tesla, I think his name is. He has a crazy one-handed catch. He's obviously tackled in bounds. The clock runs off. The Lions try to spike it. Clock hits 0. Should have been a stop, right? But then the freaking officials review what was going on. They review it, and they realize that one of the refs was calling them out of bounds. And when they're called out of bounds, the clock's supposed to stop. First of all, he wasn't out of bounds. He was in bounds. They had so many replays to review it, so much stuff. He was inbounds. How do you miss that call? And then after the fact, because he missed that call, they went back, did a 10-second runoff, and allowed the Lions to have 6 more seconds to score a touchdown. That just completely killed the Bears' motivation, their drive. And I'm not saying they should have folded like that, because they shouldn't. That's a whole nother issue that we're going to have to talk about. But that was horrible. That was horseshit. You can't do that as a referee. You're getting paid to referee an NFL game. It's not like a little league game. It's not a high school game. It's an NFL game. This matters for people's lives, for people's incomes. People bet on it. How do you miss a call that egregious? And then after the fact, after the clock's run down, after you review it, how do you still label them in like out of bounds? It's just the whole thing was horrible, and it was mismanaged by the officials, and the NFL has to look into that because that's horseshit. That was so egregious, and it really kind of turned the pages for the Bears. I feel like the Bears game was over at that play. It just killed the Bears' motivation. Bears got to play through stuff like that. There's always going to be bad calls. You got to play through it. You can't just fold like that, but it was horrible. So egregious. It's just inexplicable. A new segment I'm going to be doing is called Gister's Game Ball of the Week, right? For the best Bears player on the field this week. And you want to know who I give the ball to? I was thinking Rome. I was thinking really only Rome. But no one deserves that freaking ball. We can't give a game ball when we get blown out 52-21. And it's not like we just got blown out. The team gave up. They stopped. The Lions were at 28 points, which it would have been hard to come back. But the team folded. Nothing more on offense besides that one Rome Odunze touchdown later in the half. The defense fell apart, turned into a block of Swiss cheese. No one deserves a game ball this week. If I had to give one, it would be Rome, but he had like 4 drops himself, or 3 or 4 drops, I don't remember, but it was egregious. The whole thing, the whole process. No one on the defense deserves a game ball because, again, they were a block of Swiss cheese. Caleb, he played okay, not enough to win a game ball. Rome, those drops, his effort, I don't know. I just don't want to give a game ball to a 52-21 loss. That was egregious, and we need to play better. That was horrible, man. That's all I can really say. I know I keep saying the same thing, but I'm just in shock. Before this season, there was so much hype. There was so much Ben Johnson's going to do good, and Caleb's going to do good, and we look worse than the Saints right now. And I am really nervous for how the rest of the season's going to go. Because as a Bears fan, living through last season sucked. And it's starting to look like that might happen again. Which is crazy to say 2 weeks in, but here we are. This team needs to lock in. And that's an understatement. Because we have 2 games. The Vikings game, the Bears completely folded. They had it won, then they lost it. That's all on the Bears. That's all on coaching, all on players. They just folded. Lions game. No effort the second half. We let the Lions win. We need to go into this week, practice our asses off. Ben Johnson needs to kick these players in the ass and tell them that it's going to be okay and get your butts to play and play like as hard as you can. Because they gave up. Those players gave up. They just gave up. And that's the moral of the story. There's nothing more to say on it. They need to do better. They need to put more effort in. You're getting paid so much money a year to just fold. You completely folded. I could have put more effort on the field. Not saying I would have been better, but I would have put my ass out the whole game. And the players, I feel like Caleb was still trying his best, but the whole thing just fell apart. And even then, he had some missed throws at the end. The whole operation fell apart. And we can't just let that happen. We just can't. We have the Cowboys next week. We have to go in there and win. It's a must-win game now, or else the season's not over, but it's essentially over. The only way I can see us making the playoffs is if we get to the bye 2-2. We gotta beat the Cowboys next week. We gotta beat Matt Eberflus. Hopefully that's enough motivation for the players to go kick some ass. Because if that's not, I don't know what will. Ryan Poles, what are we doing? Why are no rookies playing? You gotta draft better. You got to draft better. Colston Loveland, 0 targets until Tyson Bagent's target overthrow, whatever, at the end. Didn't even watch that part, to be honest. Stopped watching once they put Tyson in. Shamar Turner, healthy scratch. Ozzy Trapillo, a healthy scratch. He played all of training camp. He's already not even playing as a backup. It's horrible. Luke Newman's a backup. I'm not as worried about that. Kyle Monangai, 8 touches in garbage time. We drafted a running back. You're not going to use him at all. You're going to use DeAndre Swift by himself. By all means, do that, but it's not going to win us the game. Who else am I missing? Luther Burden, punt returner. That's all he freaking is right now. That's all he is. We drafted a punt return in the 2nd round. This team is just looks horrible right now. And I know they have more potential than what they're showing, but we need to unlock it soon or people are going to start calling for heads already. And that's crazy 2 games into this new Ben Johnson regime. All right, guys. I know this was a hard video to talk about. The Bears are absolutely horrible right now, and it just pains me because I want to watch winning football, and I haven't watched winning football as a Bears fan. I've been a Bears fan, 4 years now? Never made the playoffs since I've been watching. Always disappointment. So we need to lock in this week and beat the Cowboys, or else I might go insane. I hope you guys are having a better week than the Bears are, and better week than I am, because yeah, this is bottom. We're at the bottom right now, and we need to push this up. I hope you guys liked this reaction. It was very genuine. I am pretty ticked off after that performance by the Chicago Bears yesterday. I just don't know what to do, man. I always give myself hope before the season, and then they disappoint me. Maybe I have to predict that the Bears are going to lose next week in order for them to win. We're going to try it, because at this point, I'm 1 loss away from burning my Caleb Williams jersey. It's just horrible, man. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. I'm going to have some more content out soon reviewing the game next week, stuff we can improve. I might have an interview or 2 on here. Just stay tuned for hopefully daily uploads. And yeah, my name's Aiden Gister, and thank you for watching ATG Bears Breakdown.